Good evening, afternoon, morning, guys, whatever time it is for you. Hope you're doing great. Today I'm going to talk about basically, because I do get some questions like this, I am going to talk about what I do every day, every month, every week on my account because you guys only see like a 20-minute video from me, every few days. Obviously, there's all kinds of secret stuff that I'm doing on my account when you guys aren't watching, hacking, cheating, all of this stuff. So I will give you all the deets on that. I'm just kidding. It's all pretty basic, but sometimes it helps to see how other people do things. So here is what I do. Now we're gonna start at the obvious of obviousness. The one thing that's ingrained into every raid player's brain, right? You wake up in the morning, you probably run a CB key or two. Now for me, this is super easy. I have a job, I have to be awake, so the timing of my keys is pretty much like clockwork. And I do use all four per day: Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, Brutal, Hard. And I know people who play Raid who kind of let theirs go to the wayside. Maybe they skip their fourth key a day, or maybe they just skip some days. But I mean, this is the number one place to get free crap. Like if you see I have 195 Ancients, 6 Voids, 39 Sacreds. I've never bought any of this. So this is all stuff that I got through Clan Boss, events, whatever. So super important. You might not be at Ultra Nightmare yet, but keep working your way up. I promise you'll get there. I used to be like, oh my god, how am I going to do 286,000 to easy? It's impossible. And then, look, here we are today. So I promise, just keep at it. You'll get there. And then the second obvious of obviousness is the daily quests. And again, don't let these go to the wayside. You get free energy, you get silver. Arena tokens are important. We want to put those toward our Great Hall. So, and the one thing I will give Raid credit for is everything you need to succeed in the game, all of the things you should be doing, they're kind of right here, right? Like, do faction wars, get those glyphs, get those resources for the forge, do your clan boss, play arena, hit the demon lord, farm the dungeons. It's all unlock a master. It's all kind of right here. As silly as that sounds, but if you fall behind on them or whatever, you're falling more behind on the weekly, getting the ancient, you're falling behind on getting the void, getting the sacred. So yeah, I do those. And then of course I also do the weeklies. I also do the monthlies. I have a video, if any of you are interested, on combining this annoying quest, 500 campaign battles, with like CVC and a champ training at the same time. If any of you guys want to see how to efficiently do your campaign battles quest combined with the champ training tourney, that's always how I do mine. Other things I do daily is, like we talked about, farming all of the arena. I'm kind of at my computer all day working. I know this is harder if you're on mobile, but I can periodically take a sec, refresh arena, take a few freebies, see what's up, and that's easy for me to do. I know it can be a lot more difficult to farm out these arenas when you're working, you're on mobile, you don't have such a sitting at a computer job as me. You're like more active in your work, stuff like that. So I know it can be a little harder. I definitely have it easy in that regard with stuff like arena. Faction wars, we talked about that. Make sure you're doing this. Get Lydia. Clearly that's advice I should take myself. I haven't done it. I've been slacking a little bit on my faction wars, so I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me get back on track with that. Doom Tower, also important. And the funny thing is, I'm telling you that you should do this daily, and I think the past 2 days I didn't do it. So I completely forgot. Yeah, I forgot. There's really no excuse. And then, I'm working and I forgot. And yeah, so do Doom Tours. A lot of people ignore this too. It's crazy the amount of free rewards you get from this. Um, but you can't see those ones I've already gotten. But I mean, I'm gonna get a sacred. I'm gonna get a void. I'm gonna get another sacred. And then in the in between, there's all this other stuff. This is like glyphs, potions, gems, Lego book, money, energy. You get a lot of these. I think I saw that somebody had added up all the DT rewards once and calculated the value in terms of, whatever Plarium considers all of this stuff to be worth. And it was like $250 to $300, somewhere in that neighborhood. So, like, this is a lot of stuff. Like, you can see the pop-up, if you just do like, if you just let it auto run for like 10 rooms and then you look at what you got, it's nothing to laugh at. It's a lot of stuff. And then of course, I know for everybody, like I do them all on hard. I know everybody's not there yet, but just get in there. It doesn't take energy. It doesn't cost you anything. See what you can do on normal. See what you can do on hard. See how far you can get. And every little room that you do is a little something, a little more progress for your account, a little bit more rewards. So, we all had to start here and we probably died with like Kale or something. Like, I remember like being like on room 4 normal and being like, this is impossible. And then, I get to floor 10 normal and it's like the boss and it's like the nether spider. And I'm like, this is impossible. But I promise, it's a progression game. Everybody can get there in the end. We're all at different points. That's what makes it fun. And for me, Doom Tower is the most fun. I super enjoyed figuring out how to beat every room, beat every boss. Staying up till like 2 a.m. trying to beat some stupid room. Like, that was the most fun for me. So go at it. I think it's fun. And then, okay, so we talked about the bases. We're hitting clan boss. We're doing daily quests. We're doing Doom Tower. So what do I do after all that? Because you get this stuff called energy. And what do I do with that? So basically, I kind of let the in-game events and tournaments guide what I'm doing with my energy. So, if you're looking here and I see that there's a spider turn attack, that's what I'm farming because, you get the rewards. You can climb the ladder. So like right now, is dragon turn attack? Absolutely. So that's what I'm farming. I've gotten all the rewards, we're working on it. And yeah, and then they have a nice steady rotation of them, spider, dragon, fire knight. I tend to ignore like the, I can't think of the name, like Phantom Shogun and the other one, Sand Devil. I tend to ignore those. So, you can pick and choose. I might ignore an Ice Column here and there as well. But if you follow those tournaments and, you go for the, oh, sorry, this is tag team. But yeah, pay attention to tag team. If you follow those tournaments, claim all the side rewards. This is why I have like, this is why I have 270 epic books, because every time those tournaments come up, that's what I'm farming. I'm getting the side rewards. I'm getting my epic book. I'm getting my ancient. I'm getting, my silver gems, whatever the heck else is there. So that's how I do it. And then, like I said, it keeps me in a cycle of making sure I'm doing, all of the dungeons in a rotation. If you have certain gear that you're looking for, if you're really trying to get a specific set, you would probably want to treat it differently, try to focus that one more. But for me, like, I'm just making the rounds, I guess, at this point. And then the other thing too is with gems, The only time I really use gems, and granted, I think I'm a little bit bad about using gems. I do not think you should have 27,000 gems sitting here. I think you should be using them. You should be investing them into your account, farming dungeons. You know, a lot of people use them to farm Minotaur. They will buy energy, farm Minotaur with that. So I don't think you should have 27k sitting here. Like, I've definitely fallen behind on it. But the one time I use my gems is actually like this week. There's 3x speed. So you can bet your booty that I'm using all my energy and that I'm buying more energy with gems to farm 3x speed, because this is a set I really want. And I would do the same 3x Savage, 3x Region. These are sets that I'm willing to throw down the gems at. You also might see me use gems. God, they haven't done this in forever, but like, if they did a guaranteed ancient, and I wanted to get to whatever the minimum was, might throw some gems on ancients. God, I don't remember the last time they did one. It's been so long. Was it even Stultus? Stultus, Dragonbane, Ragash, those were a long time ago. So that hasn't come up. But yeah, if I needed some ancients, if I needed to pull for like an event, I might throw some gems onto ancients. And then, so coming off of daily, where basically, you just do everything. Do your daily quests, do your arena, do your tag team, buy your stuff from the tag team store, make sure you're keeping up with all of this, get your Drexstar Blood Twin if you haven't already, so on and so forth. I'm falling behind on live arena also, but you can do that. You can get the area bonuses, tons of stuff for you to do. And then weekly, we come to weekly, and on weekly, Hydra is something that I make sure I'm using all 3 keys weekly. I'm so lost. Clan bosses. This is something that I definitely want to make sure I'm doing. Right now, I'm using all 3 keys. I'm hitting brutal, hard, normal, getting best chest on all of them. And again, it's like clan boss. I mean, it is a clan boss. It's not the clan boss, but it's one of them. And, this is just, if your champs can do this content, there's no reason for you to not be in here getting free gear. Even if you sell it all, like, okay, you just made a bunch of silver. All of this matters. Getting these little soul stones, getting the clan coins so you can buy stuff from the store. It all adds up. And then, I mean, the gear itself can be good. I've got these sets on tons of people. It absolutely matters and is not useless. So, and I know it's a hard boss. Even if you come in here to normal, you're doing 1.67 mil, that's completely fine. Go in there, do 1.67 mil, get this stuff. It's better than nothing. I mean, it's not even bad. You can get mythical 5-star from the absolute worst chest. So go for it. And, like we talked about, like, you're here. Someday you're going to be here. I promise. So don't worry about it. Just do your best. And then sort of my advice in general, and I already talked about it a little bit with farming farming whatever tournament's open, farming whatever's on the 3x. For me, I don't do anything in the game unless I'm being rewarded for it. Like, I am not spending millions of silver upgrading the artifacts unless it's an artifact enhancement event and I'm gonna get the rewards from that. There's not one going right now. But yeah, I'm not leveling anything unless I see that event. Leveling up champions, taking people to 60. No way, I'm not doing that unless it's champ training tourney or champ training event. And I know it doesn't really seem like much, maybe you look at these rewards and you're like, whatever, but like, that's just the game. It does add up, 1 ancient shard, 50 gems, that becomes 27,000 gems, that becomes 200 ancient shards. So the whole game is really just like a massive I don't know. Is grind the word I'm looking for? Is this game just a massive grind? It's a long haul game. You know, everything you do adds up, and even though it doesn't seem like much, it makes a difference. Because like my entire account is just has been created off of all of those little things that supposedly don't matter or don't mean much. So, yeah, you know, once you're doing this stuff for a couple of years, it definitely adds up. I forgot to tell you that I do farm Iron Twins 15 daily, so we're gonna use 6 keys on that daily. And then on Sunday, which is void, and you get the double rewards. At least it's Sunday for me. Depending on where you are in the world, that might not be Sunday. But on the day that it's void, which means you get double rewards, I do spend 150 gems buying the extra keys. So I use 6 keys daily, and then I use 12 keys on Sunday. And then the other thing I forgot to say is like I said, I farm whatever kind of tournaments going on, whatever events going on as far as dungeons going on. But if there's nothing going on or there's nothing that I'm interested in, that is when I throw my champions into the Minotaur. So if nothing cool is going on, my energy is going toward Minotaur. And that's always kind of been my schedule. But I think I've talked you guys ears off for long enough about all of the super duper mega secret things I'm doing in privacy on my account. But as always, thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weeks. Take care of yourselves. Bye.